my friends, welcome back to SoulTree Meditation. If you are new here, welcome. You can join me regularly for content regarding meditation, energy, manifestation, and the expansion of your consciousness. So in today's video, I am talking about manifestation and how it is different during ascension. So essentially during the ascension process, we are raising in frequency, and this is bringing up everything within us that is unhealed, that is imbalanced, that needs to be looked at and integrated and balanced out so that we can move ourselves from a third dimensional consciousness structure into a fifth dimensional consciousness structure. So the way that I have viewed this and understood this from my perspective is that we are actually moving through the fourth dimension at the moment. Those who have chosen the path to ascension are moving at the moment, and we are moving into a fourth dimensional structure in terms of our consciousness and understanding. So at the moment, this looks like going through a lot of chaos. This looks like going through a lot of confusion, a lot of changes in our personal life and in our world. And this is actually speeding up pace. And in general, this is ascension. This is what it is. Because if you have chosen an ascension path and you have chosen to move out of the third dimensional consciousness structure, then you are going to have to go through a large number of tests and challenges so that you are able to vibrate with the new upgraded reality that you are moving into, essentially. Now, there's a lot of information on the internet with people calling this out, with people calling it bullshit, with people kind of, going on and on about their opinions. But this actually isn't bullshit. It's it's an astrological certainty. And for those of us who have chosen ascension cycle, you would be going through this in a really, really big way, and you would be able to understand it. For those who have not chosen an ascension cycle, there is no judgment. You are simply not finished learning the lessons that are offered to you by the third dimensional structure. So the lessons offered by the third dimensional structure would be, lessons of systematic control, lessons of an egoic nature, lessons of love and hate, that kind of thing. As you come up out of the third dimension, you don't resonate with the third dimensional way of living anymore. You're going to be much more empathic. You're going to have less of an ego, and you're going to want to be a lot more in your feminine energy, meaning that schedules will feel difficult to you. The third dimensional structure of living, which is very controlled, which is very egoic, which is very narcissistic in nature, is not going to resonate with you anymore. So this is where all of this testing comes in. This is where all of the issues and the balancing of the energy has to come in, because if you are leaving this third dimensional consciousness, you are going to have to balance out not only energies from this lifetime, but energies from all the other lifetimes that are connected to it. Because as you move into an ascension path, you merge all of those timelines into one timeline. So what does all of this have to do with manifestation? When we are manifesting, we are bringing something from the spiritual realm into the physical realm, and we are doing this all the time. We are doing this based off of our frequency, off of our vibration. However, at the moment, this is a very, very testing and challenging time for us. We are being put through tests and being put through challenges in order to balance out the imbalanced energy that we have been carrying around in our vibrational field. So again, that looks like facing the traumas and healing your mind and your body of the things that you have not wanted to look at, of the things that you have brushed under the rug and not wanted to experience. But it's also showing you where you have an imbalance of energy and where you need to balance that out. And these tests will come at you fast and furious in order to balance out that energy. So for example, if you are a people pleaser your entire life, if you exist as a doormat and you let everybody walk all over you, then you are going to be put in situations where you are going to be forced to defend yourself. You are going to be forced to stand up for yourself. You're going to be forced to balance out that energy, because when you ascend, you can't have this imbalance. You have to integrate that lesson. And that is just one example of this, okay? So in your own personal life, in your own personal hologram, you're going to be given a lot of tests at the moment so that you can actually step into your bigger manifestations. So if you're having a hard time manifesting at the moment, or if you keep manifesting something on a loop, or if you're manifesting a lot of lessons, I really want to emphasize that you are not doing anything wrong. We are simply just moving through an ascension cycle, and this gets really tricky, this gets really gnarly, in the sense that you're going to be tested constantly because they want to see your higher self. Your guidance simply wants to see if you're ready to move to the next vibrational level. You have to integrate the lessons of the previous vibration before you're able to take on the lessons of the higher vibration. Now, moving to a higher vibration doesn't mean that you won't have any lessons. However, things might become a little bit easier for you. You might be able to manifest with more flow and, ease, because you're able now to integrate the lessons from the past structure, from the past third dimensional structure that you have just left. So this is where it becomes very important to really tap into your own spiritual guidance. I always really harp on this. You are your own guide here, because this is your universe. You are existing in your own hologram, your own reality within the collective consciousness, and only you are going to know the lessons and the things that need to be sorted out. It's extremely important at this time to try to keep yourself in your own frequency, because there is a lot of manipulation. There's a lot of manipulation coming from our media, from our government, from the internet, from everywhere, and you want to keep your own frequency as sovereign as possible so that you're able to manifest, so that you're able to follow that North Star, and you're not being pulled in a million different directions, because this is going to leave you confused. Ascension moves very, very quickly, and manifesting through ascension means that no matter what is thrown at you, you can trust, you can see the end result that you want, and you know that you are going to achieve that one way or another, okay? So be mindful of the tests that are being thrown at you, be mindful of the energy that you have to balance out, and try your best to just keep your mind on the end result, keep your mind on a positive outcome of what you want to experience, because it is already existing there. We are existing in a graduation at the moment. If you are going through ascension, then you are graduating from the third dimension, and this is very, very intense. There is no way around it, okay? You do not want to miss this opportunity to drastically up-level your frequency. Everything exists in an ascension cycle. So this ascension cycle at the moment is huge for those that are ready, for those who feel like they're ready to be, free in a sense from the third dimensional control structures. You have to learn the lessons and allow yourself to integrate that knowledge. So the best advice I have for this is to try to balance out your ego, look at what you are learning from a situation, no matter how difficult it is, and just allow yourself to move forward. Try not to fall back into the third dimensional traps. Try not to fall into the brainwashing. Try not to be taken by the narratives that you're constantly hearing. And remember that you can create whatever it is that you want to create. But to get there first, you have to move through this ascension cycle. You have to integrate these lessons, and you're going to find that it's going to get easier and easier the more that you allow yourself to move through this, go with the flow, integrate the knowledge. I also want to mention at the moment, your manifestations may be coming in a lot quicker in terms of what you were thinking, how you were feeling, and what you were taking action on, okay? So if you are, walking around thinking negatively all day, and you're really keeping yourself in this kind of downward spiral, if you're being harassed by the narrative that is being pumped out to everyone on the regular basis, you're going to find that your universe is going to be reflecting the same. The lag time at the moment for manifestation might be a little bit lessened, because the time is speeding up. As we move through this ascension, things are getting faster and faster and faster. And I know a lot of people can notice this. If you look at the tremendous, absurd amount of change that has happened within the last 2 years, you will be able to identify with this, okay? And that is because everyone is being pushed through this ascension, through this portal, and able to, move ourselves into this new dimensional experience. But moving through the fourth, like I like to call it, looks like balancing out all of this energy. So if it's really chaotic, if it's really intense for you at this time, know that you are doing absolutely nothing wrong, okay? Just try to allow yourself to go with the flow. Make choices from your higher dimensional perspective, because you are always manifesting. So try to make choices from the higher version of you, from the you that, wants the best for you. Don't fall into the low vibrational options anymore. Have the courage to leave them behind. And you will know that if you're going through an ascension cycle, it's going to feel very difficult to stay in that third dimensional space. So again, manifestation is different at this time period because we're all balancing out these really intense energies that have been imbalanced throughout all of our lifetimes, so that we are able to move through ascension a lot faster, a lot quicker, and with a lot more integrated knowledge, okay? And please be mindful of what you're thinking and what you're feeling and what you are putting your energy towards, because it's going to expand faster at an accelerated rate at this time period. So I really hope that this resonated for you. I really hope that this message was helpful. If you're interested in manifestation coaching or any kind of healing, please click the link in my bio and all my services are there. And thank you so much for joining me again on the channel, and I will see you again in the next video. Happy manifesting. Much love.